What's up guys, Collin Sumpter here, and today I'm talking about the two lenses I bought for my Canon 80D for super cheap. Alright, so the first lens I want to talk about is my Sigma 17 to 50 millimeter. This is a great lens that is just kind of an all-around good zoom. It's an f2.8 all the way through, so that means as you zoom in, it won't actually get any darker. If you'll notice with your kit lens that comes with your camera, when you zoom in, the image gets darker. That's because the aperture is going down from 3.5 to 5.6 at 55 millimeters. The lens is stabilized, so it's going to help you get less shaky shots. It's going to help you keep the camera somewhat steady, but you're still going to have to use some kind of device like a tripod or some kind of gimbal or otherwise. The lens is a little big, but it's not meant to be a vlogging lens necessarily. It's the lens you can bring with you. They'll get everything from 17 to 50 and nail it. It's super sharp, super reliable, really not a bad price. So I got this for $250 on eBay. That's kind of where they were trending. I mean, somewhere a little bit more, $275 or so, but I got mine for $250 and it works great. I will say, since this is a third-party lens, the autofocus is a little bit slower and noisier. You can hear it working, so if you're doing video work, just know that. I have my microphone off camera. My microphone's right here, so it doesn't really bother me. If it's on the camera, it'll probably pick up some sound from it, but otherwise, I don't think anybody's gonna notice. Alright, so the other lens that I got for my vlogging setup is my 24mm f2.8. This lens is fantastic. They call it a pancake lens for a reason. It's super low profile. Like, you put it on the camera, it doesn't really go past the grip point of the camera itself. So it's super low profile. You can take it out, shoot with it, and it's not really gonna get in the way. It's a native Canon lens, so the autofocus is super quick. It's basically silent whenever it's autofocusing, so I love that about it. And the lens itself is really sharp. So I got this lens for $90, which is pretty crazy to me just because of how good of a lens it is. So I did this video because I have a lot of new photographers and video people coming up to me asking me what kind of lenses they should get. And I tell them my answer, and they usually don't like it, because the answer is that you don't really need the most expensive stuff to get great results. And people don't like that answer because it's a lot more difficult to go out and make the videos, shoot the photos, and get the experience for years and years, rather than just to try and throw money at things. I've been doing videography for about 4 years now, shooting weddings, photography, everything in between, events. I've worked on TV shows. I've never had the most expensive gear. I was shooting a wedding with a T2i until 2 years ago. So I never really have put a lot of stock in getting these expensive lenses or cameras or anything like that. I will say, if you're gonna spend money on one thing out of your whole setup, it should be the lens. You can have a lower quality camera body with a higher quality lens and get better results than vice versa. Keep that in mind, guys. You don't need the most expensive gear. These two lenses cost me less than $340 and cover almost all my needs. The lens I would get after this would probably be the Canon 50mm f1.8. I didn't get it because I already have the 50mm and the 2.8. And for vlogging, 50mm on a Canon 80D is actually more like 75mm. So it really isn't that useful except for pickup shots or kind of detail shots. So I recommend figuring out what your needs are. I typically say start with a zoom lens and a prime lens, and then if you want to do a telephoto or a wide angle, go from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell right next to the subscribe button to get notifications on all my newest videos.